The real reason this happened. Huge update as David Peterson has been named to his first All-Star team in his career. Congratulations to him. Even though the Mets dropped Game 1 to the Orioles in a doubleheader today that he had started, he himself pitched very well in the game, and this honor is well-deserved, and he will be joining a trio of teammates in Atlanta for the Midsummer Classic. I am Adam Choit, your host for today on Mets Digest, and before we move forward with today's topic, I just want to give you guys a heads up that nearly 70% of you guys watching these videos are not subscribed, so please remember to click subscribe. That is definitely appreciated for sure. So let's get into today's topic. David Peterson has been named an All-Star. Congratulations to him. There it is right there. You can see it. This is MLB's post. He's replacing Robbie Ray on the NL's active roster. What a well-deserved recognition and for Peterson. He's had a great season. He's had a great season and a half, and we'll dig into his numbers and why this is so well-deserved. As mentioned, he will be joining Edwin Diaz and Pete Alonso and Francisco Lindor. So the Mets are definitely well represented in Atlanta at the All-Star game. They'll all be booed. It will be fun. Hopefully the Mets will make a good showing in Atlanta and contribute to an NL victory. Here's a look at David Peterson's numbers. Since his return in 2024 from injury, he's been 16-7, 230 innings pitched at 2.97 ERA and 194 K. Notice that he has less strikeouts than innings pitched, and that's what makes him a truly unique pitcher. Nobody more deserving. It makes me happy that this guy is an All-Star. That's Mets Muse on X. Here's Laura Albanese from Newsday. It took David Peterson 90 pitches to weave together a masterpiece at Camden Yards, and it took one bad slider from Ryan Stanek to pull the threads loose on the Mets' 3-1 loss in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Yeah, it was not a great day for the Mets, of course, getting swept in the doubleheader. More on that to come, with more videos to come. But, yeah, great season so far, and a great performance today from Peterson. He is not the reason that they dropped the game earlier today. Let's get into some of the details on Peterson being named to his first All-Star game here. New York pitcher David Peterson was added to the National League roster for the All-Star game on Thursday, replacing San Francisco Giants left-hander Robbie Ray. It's the first All-Star selection for Peterson, who is 6-4 with a 3.06 ERA in 18 starts. The lefty tossed 7 innings of one-run ball in the Mets' 3-1 loss earlier today. In Baltimore, Peterson is the fourth All-Star from the Mets, joining shortstop Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, and closer Edwin Diaz. So yeah, Lindor, Alonso, and Diaz, the other players on the team. It was announced pretty much in between the games at the beginning of the second game. So congratulations to him for sure. Again, well deserved. And here's some more diving into the numbers per Anthony DiComo, who wrote a piece on MLB.com. Until David Peterson underwent hip surgery 2 off seasons ago, he was a useful but unremarkable major league piece. Peterson's league-adjusted 90 ERA plus through that point in his career suggested he was a below-average pitcher. Earlier Thursday, Peterson completed his first half with 7+ strong innings in the Mets' 3-1 loss to the Orioles in Game 1 in the first game of a doubleheader. He holds a 3.06 ERA, the lowest first-half mark of his career for Peterson. However, this has been more than merely one good half season. After undergoing surgery to repair a torn labrum in his left hip in November 2023, Peterson sat out spring training and the first 2 months of the regular season, returning in late May. So it's definitely been a journey back for him. Apologies for the typo in there, but yeah, it's been quite a comeback trail for him, and he's been just a totally different pitcher in terms of quality and excellence since he's returned. So just great to see that for the Mets. Continuing on here with more on Peterson from Anthony DiComo. Since that time, he ranks 12th in the majors. That's since his return from injury. He ranks 12th in the majors with a 2.97 ERA. Among qualified pitchers who've worked exclusively in the NL, only Paul Skeens, Michael King, and Zach Wheeler and Chris Sale have been better. Peterson is also 14th in the majors with 230 innings during that span. He's the only Mets starter to appear in the 8th inning of a game this season, and he's done so 4 times, including his first career shutout on June 11th against the Nationals On his own staff, Peterson leads qualified Mets in innings, strikeouts, ERA, and WHIP. That's, again, Anthony DiComo, MLB.com. He's the ace. He's pitched like the ace this year more than anyone. He's been the most consistent. He's been the most consistently available. Senga is the true ace on the staff, but Senga has not been available. So if the playoffs started tomorrow, one would think that Peterson would be the starter in that game. Here's some info here from the man himself. A quote from the man himself, David Peterson. This was in Anthony DiComo's piece for MLB.com. Definitely a great piece worth checking out. These were some quotes from Peterson in there. For me, after the surgery, it was just getting back to being healthy, getting used to the new range of motion and all that came with the surgery. It was nice to have a full regular season to work on my strength and get that back. It's been good. It's kind of what I've always thought was in there. I think earlier on there were probably 3 pitches that I threw a lot, referring to a sinker, slider, and changeup. As the four seam and the curveball have come along, being able to have 5 pitches that I trust in any situation, in any count, I think it only helps. Yes, so he's developed five pitches, and the big thing for Peterson, and this is really the point that I want to hammer home, is that it's command. It's really all about command. Location, being able to hit your spots with all your pitches, being able to waste them and get guys to chase. Peterson has been a ground ball machine, and that's been the secret sauce for him. The not so much secret sauce for him. He's really a throwback to an earlier era. He doesn't throw hard, particularly hard, especially for this era where you got plenty of guys throwing 99. Lots of guys are touching 3 digits these days, and he is just not one of those pitchers who's more in the mid-90s, low 90s. Occasionally he'll dial it up a little more than that, but he doesn't really strike out a lot of batters. Soft contact is his game, and there are analytics that say that is not sustainable, but for David Peterson it has been sustainable to the point that he's been rewarded with great performances and an all-star appearance, and his first all-star appearance at that. Here's a look at his numbers, his career numbers right here. As you can see, the last 2 seasons, just looking at that ERA and WHIP, 2.90 and 2.90 in 2024 and 3.06 this year, just way below his career 3.92 ERA. Same thing with the WHIPs, just solid 1.29, 1.24. He's just been excellent since he's come back from that injury. Just love seeing that from him. And there he is right there. Congratulations to David Peterson again on making the All-Star team. Super exciting. Soto next. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm thinking. But what do you guys think about David Peterson making his first All-Star team? Is he the ace on the team? Is it Senga still? What do you guys think? Soto, should he be there too? We all definitely believe so. Looking forward to the All-Star game regardless and seeing 4 Mets there. Maybe 5, but please remember to comment below. Let me know what you think about David Peterson making his first All-Star team. What do you think about the Mets dropping 2 to the Orioles? And subscribe. And as well, like the video, share the videos, comment, and let's talk soon. And let's go Mets.